My name is Duddits, I do builds and stuff. Today's video is going to be all around the Ager Scepter. This trace rifle absolutely destroys GMs and other content in the game. I did a Strand Subjugator build yesterday or the day before. I'm going to follow on with a little Stasis Subjugator build. Firstly, I just want to say the whole build is very good, excellent for GMs. The only downside to the Stasis build on warlock is the super. It's kind of weak anyways, and we've got no Stasis burn this season, but we're going to be turning that super into the Ager Scepter catalyst to turn it into a laser beam that does massive damage, and we're pairing it up with mantle of battle harmony, so we're actually trading off our super for the damage, so we don't really need the Stasis super, and the whole build actually shines, and we're going to get some crazy damage with Ager's, so stay with me. So, Ager's Scepter, Ager's Call, final blows with this weapon, generate a slowing burst around the defeated target. That is an absolutely insane perk. It literally freezes everything. And then we've got Ager's Refrain, Stasis final blows, transfer ammo to this weapon's magazine from reserves. Not bad, 3 reloads. And of course we've got the Catalyst, which we're going to go into a little bit more. But just for now, I'll just explain what it does. It drains your super energy, overflowing the magazine and empowering the beam with bonus damage and the ability to slow and freeze. So basically, when you've got your super, you can hold to reload this weapon and it will sort of convert your super into the Stasis Catalyst, which gives you a massive damage increase. But just for now, I just want to show you the freezing capabilities. Any kill will freeze targets nearby. Now, there's an exotic that pairs excellent with this Mantle of Battle Harmony. What this states is final blows with weapons, matching your equipped super damage type, grant you super energy. When your super energy is full, you instead gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that type. It's a ×4 weapon surge, which is 25%. If you get kills whilst you've got your super with any stasis weapon, because we're on a stasis sort of build. Now, the first part of this exotic, the super gains, is what this video is all about. You get some absolutely massive super gains. You'll see there on that bottom left, I've got all sorts going on. You got Ice Flare bolts, and every time you get a kill, you're going to get that energy siphon proccing, which gives you massive super gains. There's also some really good seasonal artifact perks that really boost this build out. Overload trace rifles, these exhaust and overload overload champions in the exhaust other enemies as well, and we've also got elemental supercharger, defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super element, just like the Mantle of Battle Harmony. Also gives you super energy, so you're getting a crap ton of super energy. Adding elemental siphon, rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super, create elemental pickups, and then the boosted version, elemental pickups, i.e. stasis shards, are going to give you even more super energy. So between the Mantle of Battle Harmony perk, the elemental siphon and the elemental supercharger, you have literally got a way to consistently charge your super up to the maximum very fast, and you've got all the freezing effects going on top of that from Ager's. Now, adding harsh refraction, trace rifles do more damage to targets afflicted by elemental debuffs matching their element type. Stasis, Ager's Scepter, the elemental debuffs are freezing and slowing, which isn't a problem on this build. So I'm going to show you the damage numbers. It's 35% damage increase, 2150, that's what harsh refraction gives you. Look at the state of that, 3192. Now, it'll say 48% damage increase. The reason is you're getting 35% from the harsh refraction, and you actually get an extra 10% against frozen targets with special ammo weapons, which both add together to get 48%. Now, if you do Mantle of Battle Harmony second perk on there, where you're going to get the extra surge damage as well, the ×4, the damage is just absolutely ridiculous without even having to use the Stasis laser beam. So you'll see there, Stasis weapon boost ×4, and you've got total control of areas as well with all the freezing effects. Now, and it's an additional 24% on top of the number that you just previously saw. So it's absolutely crazy damage. So I'll just show you now the total sort of damage increase, 2150, that's with nothing going on at all. I'm going to proc my harsh refraction, and I'm also going to proc my Mantle of Battle Harmony perk in the next clip, and you're going to see it all working together. So just to clarify, you got your harsh refraction, mantle of battle harmony damage and the extra damage versus frozen targets to get an absolutely whopping 85% damage increase on the fly whenever you want, and you've always got your super going with this build, so it's pretty much always active. Now this is where it gets even more nutty, because the Ager's Scepter catalyst, as we briefly touched on, when you convert your super into this sort of catalyst, it's going to give you an extra 80% damage, which is absolutely nuts. And just using this is excellent because it freezes as well and slows, so it just absolutely destroys overloads and unstoppable champions, and it puts out some absolutely humongous damage against bosses as well, so you can use it that way. Now this part is really important. If you just keep an eye on that bottom left, now obviously you get the 25% extra damage from Mantle Battle Harmony whilst you've got your super, and you're converting your super, so really you should lose that 25%, but you'll see in that bottom left I've got my Stasis weapon boost still going. So if you convert your super, proc your Ager's Scepter catalyst, make sure you get a kill before, even though your super disappears, you still keep that extra damage, so you get the 80% from the catalyst plus all the other numbers, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Couple of aspects that pair nicely with the actual build is Frost Pulse. Casting your Rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. This is just an easy way to proc your Harsh Refraction. You're obviously getting that Harsh Refraction procced by slowing and freezing like so, which will obviously boost your Ager's by 35% straight off the bat, plus the 10% freezing. Now Ice Flare Bolts is another one. This basically just enhances your Ager's Scepter. You should always run this with Ager's Scepter in my opinion, because every time you get a kill that's against a frozen target, it's going to do them Ice Flare Bolts that will just extend the freezing capabilities, so you've got more ways of keeping that damage going on your Ager's Scepter, and it's just total control. You'll see I've propped my catalyst from the Ager's Scepter here, and it's just literally enhancing the freezing capabilities of the build and Ager's Scepter. So you'll see them there tracking. It is just so strong. Ice Flare Bolts, Frost Pulse, that's the ones I went for. You could probably swap Frost Pulse out for something else, but as long as you run Ice Flare, it's an absolutely crazy aspect for Ager's. I've got some clips to show you as well of the actual damage of the catalyst going and things like that, so you can see things getting shredded, but I just want to show you the sort of total pure control you get with this build. You can literally control ad spawns up to like 20-30 ads. It's absolutely nuts with the Ice Flare Bolts and all the freezing capabilities, and you're always getting that extra damage even when you're not using your catalyst, so you can sort of toy with it as well. You can keep your super and get the extra damage on the Ager's Scepter, and then you can also just pop your catalyst if you need to when there's a tanky target. Massive damage increase. Now you can run a Glacier Grenade, which I like to run because it does extra shatter damage, a bit like a Subjugator, but you could also run Cold Snap Grenade. This is very good as well. Whisper of Fishes, increase the damage in the sizes in the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. We've also got Whisper of Bonds, defeating a frozen target generates an orb of power. This is just a nice little extra orb for your super. Whisper of Chill, stasis weapon final blows have a chance to create a stasis shard. That with your elemental stuff on the seasonal artifact perk, your elemental siphon doubles up, so you're going to get loads of ways to get more super. That and your orb from defeating frozen targets is just a nice little boost. So Whisper of Chill I found quite a very good fragment for this build. And then finally, Whisper of Refraction, defeating slowed or frozen combatants grants you class ability energy, so you've got pretty much a really good fast way of getting your Rift back consistently for healing and stuff like that. And your Frost Pulse, there's my mods, there's my sort of customization. Now we'll go into the actual damage, which is, I'm assuming what you're here for. And the damage on this, considering we haven't got a stasis sort of surge this season, it's just an absolute joke. It rinses champions like so. It's obviously excellent against Unstoppable because the slowing effects and the freezing effects is great against Unstoppable. The shattering unstops, and then it's also really good against overloads. But again, just the total control side of this build is just absolutely nuts. This is GM, and you can sort of just literally toy with enemies. Now, it's great for yourself, great for your teammates as well, so you can literally just be Neo from the Matrix and literally slow spawns down. You can literally control areas. It's just absolutely nuts. Look at the state of that. The Ice Flare bolt's working. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but don't forget all the stuff that you're freezing via your Ice Flare bolts and the Ager's sort of freezing effects is just another way to keep that harsh refraction going from a seasonal artifact pack. And once you've sort of nailed it, you got used to it, you can absolutely wreck stuff with this. Like I said, unstoppable champions, tanky targets. This is where you want to be using your super, your catalyst, convert it, and deal some damage like so. This unstoppable champion gets absolutely destroyed very, very easily. And again, I just want to show you the Frost Pulse working, just like so. Slowing the spawn down, proccing the extra damage from the harsh reflection against the champion. It's just ways, just keep freezing, getting that extra damage consistently without having to use the catalyst. Like I said, use your catalyst for tanky targets, but you've got loads of damage boosts going on pretty much all of the time. Look at the state of that, gets absolutely rinsed. And then I've just got a few more clips to show you of it destroying champions and bosses very, very easily. That will given form. Once you've got that going, guys, it's just game over. Forget about it. Pretty much anything gets destroyed. It only really struggles against anti-barriers a little bit, but you can soon get rid of them by breaking the barrier and then switching to it. That's pretty much wraps up the video now. Obviously, this build's been around for a little bit. I know that. I covered it when it first come out a long time ago, but this season it is very, very good, and it's definitely worth a revisit because of all the extra damage you're getting from harsh refraction and all the extra super gains you get from the seasonal artifact pack. Let me know what you think. I'll leave a dim link in the Mobilytics. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.